Well, we're here with Jim Rowoldt, who is the State Adjutant Quartermaster of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Department of California. Jim's a great guy, somebody that we've worked with for many years. And Jim's going to tell us a little bit about the VFW, a little bit about himself, and some of the things that are upcoming. So, Jim, first off, thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Doug.
Thank you. And tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your history with the VFW.
Well, I'm going to age myself, Doug, but starting in April of 2011, we'll begin the 46th year of my involvement with the VFW, with the exception of the last 20 years where I've been a salaried employee either at national headquarters in Kansas City or now here in Sacramento at our state headquarters. I was a volunteer in the organization, as most of our members are. Prior to that, I was in the private sector with Carnation Company, but primarily the last 20-plus years been working for the VFW, for veterans.
And tell us a little bit about the VFW for those people that really aren't familiar with Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Well, the Veterans of Foreign Wars is a service organization. In the VFW, we're basically all combat veterans, in that we were boots on the ground in country in a combat theater or the surrounding waters of that combat area. In my case, Vietnam or the South China Sea for those that were in the Navy. Some remote areas like Thailand, they're also eligible. But in today's time frame, we're talking about Iraq, Afghanistan, pretty much anything from Desert Storm forward, from 1990 forward.
And how do you help the veterans that are coming back? I mean, what is the mission of your organization?
Our primary mission is service to veterans, as well as maintaining the memory and history of our dead is one of our bylines, or part of our charter to exist. But for those that are still living, it's to assist them, their widows and orphans. I think more importantly, by today's standards, it's also to help those that are coming back that have many, I don't want to say diseases, but they have afflictions as a result of their war, and it's for us to be there to assist them.
And how has the VFW changed in recent years?
Well, in the old days, and when I say old days, I'm referring to the World War II era, World War II Korea. We're losing those saviors, if you will, simply due to age. We're losing a lot of the World War II veterans. The number at one point was 1,500 a day. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's grown by now. Mm-hmm. But we're simply losing the numbers. Vietnam, we had 9 million veterans basically to draw from. Now Desert Storm in Afghanistan, the numbers are less. So we're seeing a shrinking organization in sheer numbers because of that. So I would say a membership decline, but it's not entirely due to lack of interest. I think what it is simply we just don't have the numbers to draw from that we once had.
Mm-hmm. And you do a lot of things throughout the communities in California, and I understand you have had some big events. You have big events throughout the year, but tell us a little bit about one of the things that maybe resonates most with you, one of the more significant events.
Well, one of the larger events that we have for the last 5 years, we've held a steak fry at Miramar Naval Air Station in Southern California. And we basically prepare a barbecue. Our members do. We fund it. The state of California, along with the national organization, funds that event, and we serve around 2,000 military people at that event and their families. Mm-hmm. So that's just one of the things. We also have an agreement with Home Depot, as an example, and on a weekly basis they provide us with items that they no longer need or whatever, and we hand those out to needy veterans or anybody in need for that matter. If it's out there, somebody is in need, we help them. But our primary mission is veterans taking care of veterans. That's how I look at it.
And how many posts do you have?
There are 360 posts in the state of California. We roughly have about 95,000 members in the VFW total, with the ladies auxiliary and our men's auxiliary. There's about 125,000 members.
And what's the story of the hat?
Our cover, our hat?
Yeah.
Actually, the hat is basically, as a result, it's a World War I garrison cap that was somehow or other adapted into the VFW as a part of our history. And so, some people say we walk around with the funny hats, but right. It's a sign of status in some cases, because there's different color braids on them for your level within the organization, be it the post or the district, state, or national organization. but it's just a symbol of who we are. So if you see us walking around in the Capitol in Sacramento, it's because we're on a mission to see our elected officials, or perhaps testify for a veterans issue that's coming up.
And would you have some significant events that are coming up?
Well, we have actually two major events coming up. We're having, again, our Miramar barbecue that's coming up. In June, we also have 29 Palms. We're doing a picnic there for them as well. Our state convention for VFW members here in California is coming up in June as well. So those are just a few of the things that are upcoming.
And you're going to be honoring some people next week for your Legislative Day?
Shame on me, I failed to mention Legislative Day on May 10th. We're going to honor an assemblyman and a state senator, and we look forward to a good turnout for that as well.
That sounds great. Now I'll just pan over here, and here are all of your predecessors, as I understand.
Our past state commanders.
Past state commanders, and you were a past state commander, and now you're here, sort of running the organization for the state of California. And we appreciate your taking the time today, and we hope that you will come back. Will you come back?
My pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much.